Hello everyone, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here, back in our video here today, and we are doing predictions for NFL Week 10 going into Week 10. I don't know what I really said going into, trying to set it up, but yeah, going into Week 10, I'm a little bit more on top of my game this time. Have pretty much everybody's results, so hopefully I'll be able to post it at the end here. But on screen, as you see, the leaderboard's updated. I've been on my game this week, and things are getting close. Betting line went 14-1 last week, which is insane. Most of everybody else went either 11-4 or 10-5. So pretty tight race overall, especially kind of between even second and eighth is third and eighth is 5 wins. So I gotta step up my A game and kind of make some correct choices here if I want to stay on top. I mean, I'm still in fourth place and ahead of the other guys, but it's not a clean victory here for me. So we're going to have to hope for the best here. So I'm going to hide myself real quick so you can see the results here, but pretty good stuff. Cam Newton's still at the bottom. Trayton is the bottom of the guys, and then pretty big jump up to the 8th place where it's three-way tie with some of our guys, some of the YouTubers, and then Ben. Got Tom Gross, he's sitting pretty well. Braden and Taylor sitting pretty well. Me at 4th place right now. Betting line sitting solidly at the top, no surprise there. Caveman had a solid stint for a minute, but this last week kind of killed him. So very, very interesting indeed. But instead, today we have to make some predictions, and I'm going to make some juicy ones, I think, today. I hope I make some right. I hope I just get all of them right here, right now. So let's go into the first game, Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens. I mean, across the board, Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the run game alone is going to kill the Cincinnati Bengals. I think this is going to be more competitive than -6, I think. Maybe -6 is about right, but -4 probably be more appropriate. Cincinnati Bengals on offense are going to put up the points, but the Ravens offense is going to, for one, be more consistent, but the defense is going to be able to actually make some plays, while the Cincinnati Bengals will not be able to control even Justice Hill, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. The run game is what they're going to win through this, and I guarantee that Zay Flowers will not get the most receptions in this game. I think it either will be one of the running backs or it will be Deontay Johnson. One of the two, because they're going to go for weirder plays in those instances rather than relying on big, long field passes. I guarantee it. Ravens will chew out the clock. Then we got the Giants and Carolina Panthers. As much as I would love to choose Carolina and win back-to-back games, Giants are just overall a decent team. It's overseas, so I kind of rely more on their run game and their defensive line than the Carolina Panthers. Kind of what I do when I look at overseas games. I think Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary would annihilate the Carolina Panthers D-line, while I think Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks would kind of do well against the New York Giants, but even then, I put my money down. Daniel Jones will do better than Bryce Young. So give me the New York Giants. And honestly, that line looks kind of good to take. 49ers, Bucks. I mean, Bucks have nobody to throw to. 49ers have been in a slump. They're off a bye week. They should be pretty much healthy across the board. I don't think CMC's going to play. But if he does, it's easy. 49ers win. If he doesn't, then I still think it's an easy win for the 49ers. Just different game plan. I think 49ers need a win more than the Bucks need it, so I think 49ers win. The Patriots, Bears. This is a debatable one because I don't like the Bears at all. But the Patriots are literally one of my bottom 4 teams in the NFL. I don't think they're good at all. So I'm going to take the Bears. I mean, the defense for the Patriots is pretty good, so it's probably going to be low scoring. But again, at the same time, the Patriots offense kind of fucking sucks. So Bears, honestly, -6.5 just might be the total score of 6.5 over under. And I probably take the under. No, I'm kidding. Across the board, this game is very weird. I'd love for the Patriots to win, but give me the Bears. Bills, Colts. I mean, this is a pretty easy victory here. Bills, I think, are going to take this dub pretty easily. Jonathan Taylor might be annoying for him, but I think Joe Flacco, if he plays, is not going to compete well against the secondary of the Bills. Too much pressure. Well, I think Anthony Richardson, weirdly enough, I think would match up better against the Bills, but I don't think he's the better choice per se. I just think he matches up better. All right, time for the Lulu time. Just let this be known. If I'm making an actual prediction, I would pick the Chiefs. However, I need upsets, and genuinely in my gut, even after we get stomped by the Ravens, there's something in my gut saying the Denver Broncos are going to give the first loss to the Chiefs, and I'm going to put my prediction on the line for it because obviously the smart choice is to pick the Chiefs. I think there's not really much analytical thought you can say to a 5-4 division rival. However, I will say around this point, I would strongly consider the Chargers to beat the Chiefs at this point in the season. I don't know when the Chargers play the Chiefs exactly, and maybe I should look that up. Maybe it's something like Chiefs schedule. Maybe that's something to look at. Just out of curiosity. When did the Chiefs play each team? So Chiefs played the Chargers a couple weeks ago. Did not anticipate the Chargers win at that point. They were still very fresh. I think we're in the middle of the season where I kind of see the Broncos are in a very good spot to win against them. I think the Raiders could be too if the Chargers maybe this week, maybe. But I think this is when if there's going to be a victory against the Chiefs, it's either going to be against... I'm either going to bet on the Broncos this week and it happens, and I bet for the Chiefs next week, or I bet on the Broncos this week and I don't get it, and I bet for the Bills next week because they will get it. The Chiefs are losing one of the next 2 games. I just feel it. Panthers, I don't think are going to do it. I don't think the Raiders are going to do it because I don't think the Raiders are a very good team. I think with at least the Broncos and the Chargers, they have upside. So if the Chargers were in this instance, I would choose the Chargers as well. Unfortunately, well, I say fortunately, they're not. And honestly, there's not many other games I see them losing. They could lose maybe against Chargers, maybe against the Broncos again, because again, that's the last week of the season, so they probably could lose that. Steelers on Christmas Day, Texans on the week before Christmas. There's like 4 or 5 games they could lose. I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. I just got to. It's in my gut. I hope it happens. But obviously, it's not like the favorite to win. So I will say that maybe Delulu fan base here, but like I'm going for it. Steelers Commanders, I really debated this one. I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is actually a weird matchup. Because Steelers, they both have surprisingly good defense. The Steelers, very good defense across the board. Commanders, defense has been playing out of their mind. And Russell Wilson has been playing out of his mind, and so has Jaden Daniels. So it's been a very weird matchup of which person's going to actually compete the other. Russ is the more prototypical quarterback. Jaden Daniels is a little bit more unique and makes good throws. I think what's going to come down to is how good the defensive line is going to get to Jaden Daniels and how well Jaden Daniels can react to the defensive line of the Steelers. And I'm really worried about the offensive line of the Commanders because sometimes the offensive line of the Commanders does kind of blow away big plays for Jaden Daniels. So I am slightly worried about that. However, at the end of the day, while I would be more worried for the Commanders about the trade the Steelers just did for a receiver, didn't they? Someone behind George Pickens now, Mike Williams. I don't think he's going to be very relevant in this first game. So it's really just George Pickens again. And Najee against Commanders defense, I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Meanwhile, I think the Commanders have a lot more punch and a lot more tricks up their sleeve. I think the minus 2.5 is pretty fair. And I think I would actually take the under in this matchup just because I think it'll be like 2 good passes from each team for a touchdown or like, like a close to it and then the rushing gets it or whatever. So it'll be like good, like 28 points from that, maybe a couple field goals, like 6-6 total. So it's like then you're kind of getting the 34 range. I think that's what I kind of anticipate. I don't imagine either one of these defenses or either one of these game plans going into this game is going to be crazy scoring. And while I think Russell Wilson has shown that he can do that, I don't know how sustainable it is, and I think I trust Jaden Daniels with his sample size more than I trust against Russell Wilson. But this is a close game. This actually might be one of the more interesting games of the week to see the results of, because I think the Steelers are just a really good team, and I think the Commanders have a lot of momentum, and I think they could be a potentially really good team if they can just keep piecing these big wins together. If they win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Commanders are legitimately a NFC conference winner contender at this point. Even if they compete really, really well against Steelers, I think they are at least in the conversation. But this could be a big win for the Commanders and a big tested game. Meanwhile, the Steelers, win or lose, I don't know. They'll still be the Steelers, in my opinion. So I'm going to go Commanders. Maybe a little crazy. I kind of trust the odds in this case where I'm kind of like, okay, they must know something I don't. Plus, I just feel better about the Commanders, saying the Commanders win over the Steelers. I feel like Steelers have been hot, so it's almost like them time to cool down. They always kind of go through like a hot and cold phase where they stay hot for a little bit, then they kind of cool down, hot, cool down, kind of always hovering around that 50% range. So we'll see if it happens. Saints Falcons. This is where I'm going to again do my Delulu pick. I just really got a gut feeling that the Falcons kind of suck. And I don't mean suck as in like they suck as a football team. I just mean like there's something with them that like they sometimes have the most horrible games in the world. It may not be this week, it may be the next week. And I guarantee you, again, it's like the Chiefs. If the Falcons win this week, I'm going to guess them to lose next week. But I'm guessing for them to lose this week, so hopefully I don't have to make that call next week. I'm choosing the Saints here. I know they're banged up, but Derek Carr's coming back. I think that, Chris Olave might not come back. I think the Saints are in a position where they kind of are in tanking position, but also I think they want to beat the Falcons. I don't think they want the Falcons to win this division, and I think they would rather see the Falcons fall in this case. So, and plus Dennis Allen's gone, so I think that new coaching schemes maybe can work in the Saints' favor, and change it up against the Falcons here. Well, the Falcons are very reliant on Kirk Cousins, and say what you will about the Saints' defense. The Saints' defense is decently good, even with getting rid of their Marshawn Lattimore. I think that Kirk Cousins could be on his back a little bit. Bijan, that's what worries me, is that Bijan outperforms Alvin Kamara. That's a very real possibility. And honestly, as I'm sitting here, I'm kind of talking myself into a Falcons win. And honestly, I just talked myself into a Falcons win. I'm taking the Falcons here. Just because now I'm thinking about it across the board. There's no reason to take the Saints because they're banged up. The running backs are pretty much the same, if not Bijan's better. The receivers for the Falcons are better. The quarterback for the Falcons are better. The only thing I can kind of think of is the Saints at home, and the Saints kind of also don't have a head coach of some sort. So like that's like okay, surprising victory. But I'm also already doing that with a couple different instances. I'm going to go Falcons here. Yeah, I kind of talked myself into it as I kind of spoke about it. It's just kind of a weird pick, just to be a weird pick. So right now I have like 3 upsets. I got the Broncos. I think I have a couple more upsets later on. Yeah, Broncos, but we'll put an asterisk there for the Falcons. Vikings, Jags. I'm going to choose Vikings. Jags kind of suck. Vikings are pretty good. Move on. Titans against Chargers. Chargers pretty easily. Their defense is arguably better than the Titans in a lot of instances, and I think the offense is way better. So Chargers like 24-10, something like that. Jets, Cardinals. This is the weird one for me. I know the Jets are a little bit banged up. Garrett Wilson might miss this week, is what I've heard. I still think giving this to Cardinals -1 is a very interesting choice. I'm going to go Jets because, again, it's -1 for a reason, but I feel like the Jets still need this win more than the Cardinals. And the Cardinals have shown how crap they can be. And Jets defense, well, it is getting worse and worse. It feels like they can still compete against maybe the Arizona offense. And the New York Jets showed that Aaron Rodgers can lead a competent team to a victory. So I think I'm going to go Jets anyway. Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, this is an easy Eagles victory. I mean, Cowboys have just sucked all season. CeeDee Lamb might not even play. Cooper Rush might be the quarterback. I mean, this is one of the easiest games this week. Detroit Lions versus Houston Texans. Again, Texans have had really big struggles against good teams, and I think it's going to continue here. Give me the Detroit Lions here for a victory, and give me the -3.5 in this instance as well. I think the Texans will be fine. I just don't think they'll do amazingly good. I think they'll compete in the sense of like, okay, there's nothing like taking away from their credibility as a good team, but it's not gonna look good. It's gonna make Lions look even better, to be honest with you. Lions look awesome. And then probably another game of the week. Have I only really chosen like two? Oh, I guess this is the third upset I'm choosing. Or was it? Or was this one of the ones I was debating? I guess this is still one of the ones I'm sitting here debating about. Here's what I'm going to say about this game. My gut really wants to go Dolphins. I feel like the Dolphins defense can pull out enough to stop the Rams. And I was looking for any reason to bet against the Rams this week. Just because I've got a gut feeling about the Miami Dolphins offense exploding this week. A lot of gut feelings about teams doing something late. It's the Broncos, the Saints, the Dolphins. And honestly, you got to hit on one of them, right? I'm already betting so much on other teams. And as I look back through different results, different stats, different projections, the Miami Dolphins haven't produced on offense. They haven't finished many drives. And I don't know, and it's kind of partially Tua. But the fact is, Matthew Stafford has finished drives. He has Puka and Cooper Kupp. They're getting more healthy. The defense for the Rams is getting healthy. The offensive line for the Rams is getting healthy, and they're getting momentum back. While the Dolphins really need this fucking win, I just cannot see them winning. I think I initially had them winning first because I'm like, this is going to be a blow-up game. And maybe they do blow up, but they just end up still losing. I think the Rams are just too good to bet against right now. And I really like Kyron against the Dolphins matchup this week. And I really like Cooper Kupp against this matchup too. I got to go the Los Angeles Rams here. I don't love it. So I'm going to recap my picks here as well as flash them on screen once I kind of finish it up here. So I'm going the Baltimore Ravens, New York Giants, San Francisco 49ers, the Chicago Bears, the Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos, the Washington Commanders. I'm going to go with... We're going to skip that game. We're going to Minnesota Vikings, Los Angeles Chargers, New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, Los Angeles Rams. Okay, I'm either going to go Los Angeles Rams or Miami Dolphins or Saints over Falcons. So I'm either taking the Saints or the Miami Dolphins right now. I can't choose. I can't choose both. Can I? No, I got to go Los Angeles Rams and give me the New Orleans Saints. It's at home. It's a division game. Give me the New Orleans Saints. Give me the New Orleans Saints. So on screen right now will be my official picks on screen. A little recap for you. I don't know if I feel good. This is always with my predictions. I'm like, well, was this a good pick? Was this good stuff? And I'm like, it probably wasn't, to be honest with you. But we'll see. You know, I'm optimistic about this week. We'll see. A lot of strange games, a lot of good playoff predictions, and we'll probably do after this week a recap of like playoff odds. I'm very curious to see how that's kind of changed over the last couple weeks. So, good stuff. I'm gonna go record more videos. I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh wait, we gotta also get the guys on screen. So at this point, I'll probably cycle through the guys as well. I probably have already been doing that for a few minutes to not in the video. So glad I remembered that. Hope you all enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all in the next one.